I sat in the HR office, my hands shaking. Across the table sat my boss, Marcus, looking like a predator who finally caught his prey. He slid the termination letter toward me. The reason? Gross negligence. He thought he was firing me to cover up his own six-figure mistake. He was firing me for doing exactly what he told me to do. He expected me to sign the NDA and disappear. But there was one thing Marcus didn't know. One tiny detail he overlooked in his arrogance. I didn't just bring a pen to that meeting. I brought the green folder. Let's rewind to 6 months earlier. I had just landed a position as a senior project manager at a boutique marketing firm in Chicago. This was the dream job. The salary was 30% more than I'd ever made. The office had free espresso, nap pods, and that famous perk, unlimited PTO. My boss, Marcus, was the VP of operations. In the interview, he was charming. He talked about family and mentorship. He told me, I don't want employees, I want partners. I was hooked. I went home that night and popped champagne. I thought I had finally made it. The honeymoon phase lasted exactly 3 weeks. The cracks started to show over something ridiculous, lunch. I was eating a sandwich at my desk, trying to catch up on emails, when Marcus stopped by. He didn't say hello. He just looked at my food, then at me, and said, we usually eat as a team here. It looks bad when you isolate yourself. I apologized and put the sandwich away. I didn't realize that eating as a team actually meant sitting in his office listening to him brag about his weekend golf trips for an hour while we all nodded silently. Then came the texts. 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, where are we on the client deck? 6 a.m. on a Sunday, I had an idea. Call me. If I didn't answer within 15 minutes, I'd get a follow-up. Communication is key. Are you struggling to keep up? It was subtle gaslighting. He wasn't yelling, he was concerned. He made me feel like I was the one failing, even though I was working 60-hour weeks. But the real toxicity started with the Alpha project. This was our agency's biggest account. I built the strategy from scratch. I did the market research, I designed the timeline, I managed the budget. Marcus just signed the checks. 2 days before the big presentation, Marcus called me into his office. This is great work, he said. But I think I should present it. The client responds better to executive presence. I was annoyed, but I swallowed my pride. The day of the presentation, I sat in the back of the boardroom. Marcus stood up, projected my slides, and proceeded to deliver my speech word for word. When the client CEO, Sarah, asked a specific question about the budget allocation, Marcus froze. He didn't know the numbers. He hadn't done the work. He looked at me in the back of the room and chuckled. Well, my assistant here was supposed to double-check those figures. I apologize if they missed something. His assistant? I was a senior project manager. I saved the presentation, but I had made an enemy. Over the next month, Marcus began the sabotage. He stopped inviting me to meetings. He forgot to CC me on client updates. Then, the incident happened. Marcus authorized a sketchy vendor to access our secure database to speed up the project. He gave the order verbally to get it done fast. Predictably, the vendor leaked client data. When the CEO demanded answers, Marcus didn't hesitate. He told the CEO that I had authorized the vendor access without his approval. He threw me under the bus to save his bonus. Which brings us back to that cold HR office. Marcus sat there, lying through his teeth. I tried to vouch for you, he said. But a security breach is a serious offense. We have to let you go for cause. My hands were shaking. Not from fear anymore, but from adrenaline. I'm not signing that, I said. Marcus sighed. Don't make this difficult. We have the logs. You have the logs of the access, I replied. But you don't have the logs of the approval. I slid a printed email across the table. Exhibit A, an email from you, Marcus, dated October 14th. Subject, just give them access. Body text, stop worrying about protocol and give the vendor the keys. I authorize it. Just get it done. Marcus's face went pale. He snatched the paper. This is fabricated. It's not, I said calmly. It includes the DKIM headers verifying the server origin. I slid another paper. And Exhibit B is the Slack message where you told me specifically not to log this in the official tracker so corporate wouldn't annoy us. I turned to the HR director. If you fire me for negligence, I will take this folder to a lawyer. And I imagine the client would be very interested to know the VP of operations knowingly bypassed security. The room went dead silent. The HR director looked at the email, then at Marcus. "Marcus," she said, her voice ice cold. "Leave the room. Now." I sat there alone for 20 minutes. When she came back, she was alone. She shredded the termination letter. "We seem to have had a misunderstanding," she said. "They offered me a mutual separation agreement. 6 months of severance. Full benefits. And a glowing letter of recommendation. I took the deal. 3 weeks later, I heard Marcus was let go. Once they started digging into his emails, they found he had been cutting corners on 3 other accounts too. He lost his job and his reputation. As for me, I used that 6 months of severance to start my own consulting business. The lesson is simple: in the corporate world, if it's not in writing, it didn't happen. If your gut tells you your boss is a snake, start your green folder. Save everything. Because the only person who will protect your career is you. Have you ever had a boss try to frame you? Tell me your story in the comments. Thanks for watching Maskless Tales.